back, and we're ready for the second session tonight. And Mr. Ray is still trying to decide who's going to come.
Oh
But
no, it's
I know, but it's you're going to reveal it in a second. So uh, now that we're all here, we're going to turn it back to Ray. You see, when he starts moving like this, like that, something is in the house.
oh
And so we let Ray.
yeah, it's just fun. It really is.
We're ready for you.
There's a small battle going on. And we will not stay for long, for those loving children are indeed waiting in the wings, and were kind enough, since they are love and sharing in essence, to allow us to come forth and make ourselves known to those new to us, even though they are not new to us from our point of view. For indeed, you have all been with us before. And that was a glimpse of what you were allowed, or you allowed yourselves to see earlier in this evening of your time. And we just wish to remind you that all that you experience is you. All that comes through your senses is a reflection of you. Every word, every silence, every sunbeam, every tickle on the bottom of your foot. It is all you giving you experiences that you wish to create and you wish to learn from. You are nothing but love expressing itself. And although that is not the most humorous of messages, it is indeed encased in love. And you might say it is encased in you. And thank you for letting us come and play again. Thank you for letting us come and play again. This is neat because everybody is so hyped up. Everybody is so hyped up. You are all just vibrating, 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 vibrating. You are hitting all of the high notes, and you are just got those fingers just going faster than humanly possible on the highest note you can get. Dee, 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 dee. And it is so much fun. It is so much fun to look at you from our point of view because we get to see you in all of your forms, in all of your light glory, in all of your splendidness, in all of your sparkles, and even sparkling sparkles. And we get to see the joys not only in your heart, but on your faces. And even with the eyes closed, you cannot hide what is on your faces from us. And as the Usol who came in and they gave us a bow and they were nice about it. So we allowed them to come through, even though it was our time. And teacher just kind of shook their head and they're like, go ahead, go ahead. So we just decided to wait. But that's okay because we will get our time. We will get our time and you will give us your time and you will give us your hearts, even if you can't see us yet, because that energy will come to you and it will grab a hold of your heart like a big heart hug. And then we will stay there and we will go sleep and we will take a nap in your heart and we will wake up and we will play some more. But we will always be there inside you. And you can call that your inner child, but we are your outer child, which is your inner manifestation of your outer child on your inner side. How's that for some mixed up words? But that's okay. You will sort it out. And as long as you let those inner children come in and play and come out and play too, because you can play inside and you can play outside, but do the frivolous things, do the things which make you joy, which make other people point and stare and say, "Did you see what they did?" And you will say, "Ooh, that looked like fun." And somewhere in other people, even when they talk to them, they will be like, "That is so silly. Let's do that. Let's do that." And now is the time because people need that release. People need that joy. People need to see that stuff. Let you be the example, be the trendsetter. Be the one who skips down the grocery aisle. Be the one who just waves and says hi to every car that passes. Even if you're driving, hopefully while you're in the passenger side, but it doesn't hurt while you're driving. And let them think you're nuts. That is great. Think about all of the stuff that's going through the minds of your humans. And a thought that somebody is nuts will certainly help them break their strain of thought. It will allow them to think differently. It will allow them to think about being nuts. And whether they choose to do so or not is still their choice. But you will have given them a gift. You will have given them the gift of play, and they can refuse it if they wish. Or they can expand upon it and say, "That wasn't nuts enough for me. Look at this." And then they can do something totally outrageous just for fun, just for laughs, just for, we won't say kicks, because that is really not the descriptive term that we wish to apply. But you get the idea. You get the idea. You can be the party favor in the party of their mind. And you can bring that memory home to you that you have made that connection. You have made someone's life better. You have cheered someone up. You have injected them with some love, humorous joy, energy. You have helped them play. You have helped them break those chains of thought which were not serving them. Because when you get that urge, please understand, you do not do anything by yourself. There are not only lots of beings around and lots more beings who are watching, but are observing. They don't have eyes, but that's okay. But you are doing this for other people as well because you are reflecting back to them what they need to see, what they still have inside of them. And that is very important, because that does that to you too. And the more that you act up, act out, act in, then that will help you feel more of you and amp up your vibration so you attract the higher vibration experiences for you. Now, you can go through all of your days mumbling and looking down at your feet and thinking, "Oh, this is a horrible world I've created, or somebody else has created and stuck me with." But that's not true. It is a glorious, wonderful world, and you have just forgotten how wonderful it can be. And that is why we are here to remind you. And that is why we are coming to remind you. And we will never let you forget, because you will see us and we will be among you. And you will say, "There is joy, there is glory in the making. And it is in our world, and we have brought it to us. And that's because we are worthy of it." And we will be an example for you. We are an example for you. We are an example for all humans to be the best human you can be, to shed all of your fears, all of them. And there are many, many, many. Do not list them. Do not focus on them. Just know that you can substitute joy instead. When you get those thoughts, recognize them and search them out and say, "Where did you come from?" And think back. And you could say, "At one point, I appreciated you and we were a good team, but now it's not the time for you and you are free to go. And if you latch on to somebody else, then that is their choice. But you are no longer fit for me because I don't need you anymore. And I am going to bid you farewell. Bye bye." And then you let those fears go. And you let those behaviors go. And you recognize, you say, "I have this pattern of response. Whenever I encounter this person or a thought of this person, I react this way. And I don't have to. It's just what I've accepted." And that is a major lesson. That is a major lesson because people get used to doing things, and it helps you in ways. I mean, it wouldn't be nice if every time you had to go to the grocery store, you had to connect with a map and say, "Oh my gosh, I've forgotten all of this." Those patterns of behaviors are helpful in navigating literally your 3D world. Put on your emotional responses. They are all keyed to beliefs. And if you didn't have that belief, then you wouldn't have that emotion because the belief comes first. Belief comes first. So if you have an emotion, you have a trigger, then you need to look at that. That is an opportunity. That is a flag saying, hey, I'm here. Look at me and love me and view all of the people in it as loving teachers and all of those events as lessons that I didn't pick up on, that I didn't know they were lessons. I just thought I was just experiencing in the 3D world. But that's not the case. That's never the case because that's not the world you created. That's not the creation you worlded. You thought of that before you came here and you said, I'm going to make them forget all about this and we're going to subject them to all of these situations and see if they remember. And it is a slow, arduous way to learn, but it is why you chose it. It is why you chose it. You chose it because you're powerful enough to make those changes. You are powerful enough to play. You are powerful enough to love. You are powerful enough to reach out and help and be of service. Because for every person who you are in service to, you are doing your higher self an even greater service. That's why it feels so good. Whew, whew. That's us feeling good for you. And we have spouted off quite a bit, but that is our role. That is what we like to do. We are sharers. We are sharers at the heart, with the heart, through the heart, and for the heart. And you can take that to the heart bank, and it'll be worth a lot because there is no change coming except for more love and more love and more love. And if you have questions, we can do that. And if you don't, we can do that too. But it's
So,
been a fun evening.
Zoe, please.
Hi.
Eee.
Thank you so much. I love you guys. It's so lovely to connect.
That's a great start.
Yeah, everything you said was so helpful and useful, and I know that we're all gonna digest that, eat it up with a big spoon, and just love it. It's really, really good. I I really love the perspective you have about people saying, "Oh, people let people think you're nuts," because as somebody who's spent a lot of their life worrying what everyone thinks, oh my goodness, now I'm like, oh, let's just flip that because if people, if I'm standing out and people are seeing me and it's changing the way they think, that's great. That's what I want. I just want to soothe and uplift anyone I can, even if it's in a small way. So if me being a bit crazy irritates them, but they go off and have some expansion, perfect. Okay, I'm gonna rein myself in here and ask you my question, which is, of course, I know the answer to this because all the answers are inside me, but I want the validation. I want to ask you, the trees around me are growing into faces and other people don't see it, but I see it. And it's a thing. It's a thing that I see. Are the trees growing around me? Is there faces appearing in the trees? I have some trees that I like around, and I see faces.
Well, look at it this way. You are developing connections with those beings. And the faces are what your body and what your way of thinking helps you to identify with them. Because if you personify them, that is easier. It is an easier pill to swallow, we will say. And sooner or later, that will fade. It's like the labels. You don't need the labels if you connect with the love and you say, oh, I recognize this love energy. But when you see them, see their roots. See their roots. Because then you can still see the faces, and that will work for you for a limited time because they are not humans. They do not have those faces. They do have hearts, but they are not the heart wood. They are the hearts that they hold in the ground, close to Mother Nature, where they can all share heartbeats. So that is a permission slip that you have given yourself to help you connect with them. And you can picture yourself having conversations with things having faces a little bit easier than you can with things without faces. So you have figured out a way to ease that little bit of love connection into so you can handle it a little bit better. And pretty soon you will say, you're just perfect the way you are, and I don't have to imagine you any other way. And then all of the trees will rejoice. She got it! She got it! And then they will reach out and try to hug you with their Well, they hug with the roots, so you'll have to dig down if you want them to do that. And that may be a bit uncomfortable for you. And they may disturb some worms and some other things too. So we just have you imagine it instead. But that is why you've done that for yourself. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. In fact, I've already moved on. I don't need to see the faces anymore. They don't need to work hard showing me faces. I know they're there. I feel the validation. I love it. I love it. It's perfect. Thank you so much. I have a lot to take on and grow from this. So I really love you guys. Oh, I wanted to ask another question.
Ah,
Where do you guys live? Where are you? You somewhere on the earth? Somewhere?
it's a
Another
secret.
planet?
It's a secret.
Okay, that's fair. I thought it might be, but that's all right. I know you
It's
tell
not
me.
a secret.
Oh,
The fact that we live is the only important thing. The fact that we are coming with you is the important thing. And we, not that we cannot answer those questions because we have a big ship. We have lots of big ships. But that we get our chances. We've been on Earth. We've been in your oceans. We've felt some breeze on our face, but not around you people because it's not time yet. Everything is planned out. This is a mission. And and we always just do what we're told for the most part because that is what we're allowed to do. And if it was up to us, we would tell all of you, you just all raise your vibrations up immediately so we can come tomorrow. But that is not it. We have to do this safely. We have to make sure that you are all aware and you are all ready and you are prepared and you have, in ways, rid yourself of those beings who are causing the fears which are keeping you down. And you are doing it bit by bit by bit. But it is just a slow unfoldment in your physical linear place. And we are really rejoicing because you have a very funny way, which most people do not have, of really thinking while you're talking fast. A lot of people they like sound things out and the ideas come to them, but not when they're just machine gunning words out like that. It is nice. It is wonderful. It is a very unique expression. And do not change it. Do not change it. We are just remarking that how remarkable it is. So there you go. It's an attribute. And thank you.
thank you so much.
Jennifer, please.
Yes, hello. Can you tell us about all of the fun energy coming from the sun and all the dazzling light parties in the sky lately? Can you talk about that?
Well, as the other being said, it is all you. And it is how you interpret it. And it is all how you feel in that moment. And how you feel in that moment helps you experience things differently. For if you are indeed happy and you are joyous and you are loving and you are rather carefree, all of your colors are vibrant. All of them. And if you are moody, or you are feeling that you are a victim, or you are angry at other people, then all of your colors are muted. And that works for your other senses as well, because that's the way it works. The higher your vibration, the better your body works, the better you're attracted to more situations which serve you, the more energies which can enter you, because you are not as dense. And that is not a mental thing. Well, it is a mental thing, but not a mental thing for you in this crowd. And that is another reason to be joyous. So the but all of those things that come in, if you interpret them that way, that is bully for you. That is fabulous because when you see them as joyful and you draw energy and joy from those, it allows that energy to come in and connect with you. And more and more and more energies will slip in there with it. They're like, hey, we got a free pass. Look, she's going to allow this in. And she's vibrating high enough, we could fill that little bit of space with our energy. And we can come in too. So let's go ahead and really amp her up. And that's true for all of you. That's where your passions are so important. It lightens your body, it lightens your countenance, and it allows many more beings to experience with you. That is a lesson for you all. And not Usol, you go away. You had your turn.
Yay, thank you.
They are so playful.
Cristiana, Anna.
Hello, children.
Cat lady.
Much love to you and everyone listening, and to the Usol who get always are being pushed about.
They're gonna want to come back.
They're going to
They
have the
like
final word
engaging.
tonight, I think.
Oh,
I, I wanted because we spoke a lot about hearts, but there is one lovely person among us tonight who has a bit of a heavy heart because her dog companion is not well. And I wanted to ask for your perspective and to give her maybe a message to ease things a bit.
It is love, and humans have this strange idea that it has been it has been cultivated over decades and centuries in some ways, that you lose things you love, that they go away from you. And that is simply not true. It is just that you believe that they do. So it really makes them hard to come back and connect with you when in fact they all stay with you. Every person, every being, every pet, every cloud, every color, every picture that you have ever loved is still with you. It is clinging to you. It is calling out to you. But if you don't believe that you can hear it, or you believe that it is lost, or that it is gone, it's a memory, then that keeps you from experiencing those things. And now that your veil, as you say, which is not really a physical thing, now that it is, the energies are raising up higher and you're getting closer and closer to the spirit energy. Not that you're going to get it, because then you would turn not into a body, but you would go back to a chance to reunite with your soul. You would come into your dream state, so to speak. But that is a story for another day. So if you lose that, if you lose that thought, then you can rejoice because you know that they are always still with you. They are just not physical. Now you do come here to experience the physical world and understand all that it is. But understanding it is not the same as believing in it. So you don't have to believe you are physical, and you don't have to believe they are physical. And therefore, you can still feel that love. And a lot of you will still feel that love, and you will just think that it will not continue. And that is what puts the sadness in your hearts. Now, that is a way of grieving, is a very serious and it is a very important aspect of humanity. But it is a challenge. That's why it's important. It is important because you can learn now not to grieve. You can learn how to celebrate those transitions into spirit because you know that they are free, 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 free. And that should make you very happy to see beings who are no longer in pain, who no longer suffer in your ways of thinking or experiencing those or experience those challenges. And that is something else which we will help bring to you because you will be connecting with those spirit beings. It will be easier. And we have people who will help teach you that too, as well as the telepathy and lots of other things. You have so much integrating to do, and you will all have lots of homework. But that will come. That will come because you wanted it to come. That's why you came. You came to experience that and to help us, which is why you're here listening to us. You could be doing hundreds of other things, but you said, I'm going to do this because I am worthy and we are a heck of a lot of fun. Maybe you didn't know that in a physical world, but you do now.
Thank you very much. It is an absolute joy to be with you.
And we love the sharing. And there's plenty of sharing going on here because all of your hearts are beating in love, synchronicity.
Mandy, please.
Ooh, Uncle Ray forgot to turn the fan on. That's all right. He can go outside later. It's cool.
Mandy.
Hi, speaking of synchronicities with love, I would love if you would take us on a spontaneous love party play party tonight because I just feel so much love here. And let's just expand it to the world and play party.
Well, just do that sleep suggestion and it will happen. We are primed and you are primed. And as long as you know what will happen and you set that intention and keep a pen and paper by your bedside. So when it happens and you wake up, you can write that down. You can say, ooh, the party that I was in. And you could try to remember all of those beings. Well, don't really try. Just let that information flow to you because you want to keep your mind out. You want to keep it out of the physical realm. And you want to just have that experience in the non-physical, the dream state. And therefore, when you're getting that to come in, that is a good practice for you because there we will be teaching you about that too. And you have beings on your planet who do that a lot, who like that lucid dreaming. They do a lot of work in their sleep. And the channel he's doing more and more work, more and more work. Yes, and he was channeling in his sleep. That was strange, but it wasn't strange for us because we got to watch. But it was strange for him because he had never remembered doing all of these channeling, all of these different topics, and all of the stuff that was coming out. And he remembered a little bit of it, and he did jot it down. He did jot it down. So that will help him remember going forward in your life, in your realm, in your linear landscape. But yes, do that, and you can party all night long.
Can we party right now, all of us together?
Let's
Because
do
there's some
it.
beautiful people that are here, and it would
We
just
are,
be fun for all of us to do a spontaneous whatever party here, or just to share our love
well, that is a grand
in
idea.
this community. Everybody
But
that's
we do
attending
need,
tonight
but
too.
we do need to not ride roughshod over those people who still have things that they wish to know, and they may not be
Okay,
experienced with us yet. So let's wait a little bit, if you don't mind, and then we can
okay.
party a
Oh,
little bit
that's fine.
later.
Hey, spontaneous is good. Whenever you're ready. Thank you,
So,
thank you.
so I say that you have been coming to many people in their moods, and people may feel, oh, out of nowhere. It doesn't have anything to do with what's really happening in front of you. You're just feeling, and then you start doing some of that, and you say, oh, am I right?
They are allowing them more of themselves to come through, their true self, their joyous self. And it is not really us, of course. It is just them experiencing more of them. And if they use us as a focal point to help bring that memory home, to bring that feeling to the present, to the now, then that is fine. Whatever works, whatever works. And as long as they are doing that, it raises their vibration and brings us in faster because we can't come until you guys reach that level. You have to get to that level as a collective. And each one of you, we can say the ripples out thing again. It just ripples and ripples and ripples. And every person who you bump into, it's like spreading that love glitter. And it goes on to one person and they bump into somebody else. And it just keeps going and going and going. And that is a party in itself.
Yeah. Isn't it one of the great reasons why you're here to actually open us to fun and joy at the same time that you
Yes.
open us to your immense wisdom, but through that portal? And therefore, if we call upon fun and wisdom simply by making ourselves laugh, dance, or whatever,
Well, our focus is just to love and to share. But intermixed in that is your awareness. And that is what the channel, he was talking about that today, that he is tasked with increasing the awareness on your planet, not only of us, but of other beings and open contact and the possibilities. There are lots of things, little webs, which are part of that connection. And there are other things as well, because he is of service. And he is a being of service to us beings right now, and lots of other beings too, because that is what he signed up for. That is his role. And it took him quite a while to get there. But now that he's going full throttle. He is not slowing down. He is doing lots of stuff, and he is getting lots of instruction, and he is doing it to the best of his ability while still trying to remain with a little bit of sanity. Not a whole lot. It gets in the way. But that is what we wish for you guys to do as well, to help spread our awareness. And more of that will come because you will become more comfortable with it. You will become more comfortable. And when you get that impulse, share it. Because you might be standing next to somebody in a line, or in at a wedding reception, or just out in the park walking a dog, or watching people walk dogs, or whatever, and you just have the impulse, hey, what do you think about ETs? And just ask them. And if nothing else, you'll get a good picture of their face in your mind.
Do that at the bank, right? When you're in the line at the bank.
Sure. And you will scare off the people who have that low vibration, so you don't have
Yeah.
to deal with them anymore. That is wonderful. And then they can go back and they could talk to other people. And then those other people say, like, you're crabby. Why are you complaining about somebody being silly? Don't rob them of that chance.
Thank you. Anita, please come forward.
Sure. Thank you very much. I had a question, and also
singing?
a big
Singing. Yes, you have a fine voice. You should lead us all in karaoke for our party.
That would be a laugh.
It already is.
But thank you so much for all the joy and love that you bring. I had a question. So we're raising our vibration. How far away are we from actual open contact? So how much
Hooey on you,
more
bringing
do we
numbers
need?
into this party. That is not you. If you ask, it lowers your vibration.
But I'm so happy and
But that is a
anxious
3D thought. That is a 3D
to-
thought. Just experience. Just experience. And if you get there, you will know, because we will be here. And until then, put it out of your mind. Put it out of your mind. It's not. That's like saying, "Are we there yet? Are we there?
Right.
Yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?"
Mhm.
No, because if you were there yet, we'd be getting out of the car.
Oh. Us humans like to know how far we need to travel.
Yes, but you are not human. You are imagined humans.
Okay.
That is one of the things which you came. You came to forget you are humans, to drop that identity with your flesh, for that is not you. You are light beings. You are energy. You are having an experience. Like when you go to see a movie, you go for the movie experience. You are just viewing you as a human movie. So that is what we wish to impress upon you. And that was the major subject. You should go back and listen to the other video from earlier today, and then you may not ask that question next time.
Okay.
Ta-da! That's about as pointed as we get.
Ta-da! It's time for Mandy and her party. Okay?
Woo!
And open mic, is what rules, when that happens,
Well, with Mike's permission, he
What-
might not like to be open.
Yeah, who's the first the person who's going to sing and dance and all that kind of stuff. Mandy, you were ready for it earlier.
No sense
Okay, I'm
waiting.
ready to dance. Anybody ready to dance with me? Let's go.
Hey. And who's going to sing? Who's going to sing? Christiana,
Yeah,
you're a
somebody's
good
got to
singer.
sing. I'll dance.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to sing.
That's right. Who's going to sing? Who are they? Where are they? Where?
Well, we've been doing it the whole night. It's just that we're singing on our end, and we don't sing in words.
It's an inner vibration.
Yes.
You get into it. It's an inner thing. The joy starts building with the movement. You start building that joy, and then you can do whatever, you can do the monkey thing or whatever you want to do. And you get more in the vibe and the frequency. And then what happens is your heart lightens up.
And we are tapping into a song that the channel played quite a bit today. Uncle Ray had the impulse to do so, and it fit really well in with his channeling session because he got really amped up. He had such a high vibration instilled upon him that he was able to have experiences far beyond what he thought possible before. And that song is by that group Portugal the Man, Feel It Still. And he is still feeling it. He is still feeling it. And we are tapping into that because that is a catchy tune. And if you can feel it still, you know that song, then you can do that. And although we cannot play it for you, it is already playing in us.
We see. Anyone else wants to interact? Questions, comments, interactions are welcome.
You have been a fine crowd, and we thank you for your rapt attention, for your eyes focused on the screen, and your hearts focused on everybody's heart, and on being joy, and feeling joy, and receiving that love. That is a wonderful thing, and that is one thing that you all share with each other. For when you have these events, when you have these things where you are open and free of your outside world, you get to focus on the heart. And even if you are just enjoying yourself, you are still focused on your heart. It is just not consciously focused, which is just as fine, just as fine. And we thank you for allowing us to come and dance and to be with you and to expound upon our sharings, because that is why we're here. That is why we are created. We are just created like you guys are. We're created from love to see what love we can create. And that is why you are here. And you are creating lots of love. You just need to become a little better at sharing it all the time. All the time. But that's okay. It's all okay. You are perfect. And you are loving beings. And we love you, loving beings. And we love being loving beings, loving beings. So we will go ahead and separate from you in this way. And somebody remind the channel, Uncle Ray needs to turn the fans on before we come in, because he's going to have to change shirts again. But that's okay. That's okay.
Thank you.
Oh.
Maybe a good commentary, Ray, would be to compare getting in and out of this energy versus the Usol or the tall wides or the prior ones that we had tonight.
It's just fun. And it's all different. And I need a shirt.
And turn on your fan.
Thank you.
Drink your water. It wasn't too long ago that he did a channeling or two, and at the end of it, he was absolutely, completely exhausted.
A rare occurrence of Ray exhausted, right?
Well, it was a rare occurrence, but it did happen. In fact, he sent me a message in the background. I don't think I'm going to die. Oh, not quite that, but pretty close. Yeah. Anyway,
No, I mean,
so
and to answer your question, I have the blessing of always having the beings of light, the inner earth beings, the Usol, and who am I leaving out?
you forgot about the Pleiadians for sure, but
Well,
they're just the overall coordinators.
Well, they established the conduit that other beings can utilize to experience the 3D world. And then the inner earth being, well, the tall whites, oh, that's who I was leaving out. They are all always with me all the time, which is why if you see other channelers, they sit and they have to go through and they have to go into their chants because they don't have that full-time connection like I do. And every channeler is different. There are so many excellent channelers, and there are some that can go into great detail and talk about other lives. But that is, if it comes up, then that's what comes out. But that is not, I don't know, that hasn't been the focus of most of my channeling so far. Now, they have come out and they have given advice, well, lots of advice. That's one of the main things, but they have forecasted some stuff, and everything that they have talked about that was going to happen has come through. And I think that is amazing because I like when they say some of the stuff, like they talked about Arla having an orb experience and she was going to have it with friends, and they may not be human. And then bam, that experience happened, and I just broke down and cried. I'm like, oh my gosh. That because at the time I'm thinking, why are they sharing this? Why are they giving this? I didn't know that that would happen. I didn't know that that could come through me. But now I know it was a lesson for me too and helped me grow. That all of the stuff that comes through me has purpose. That is my purpose, one of them. And, I'm learning on this stuff. 13 months is not long for most channelers, but I'm not most channelers. So, and that's why it doesn't take long for me to come in. And then Ra mentioned today that he says on my open, and I didn't get a chance to ask any questions, but he answered quite a few. He said that on the open invitation channeling, it's still all me. It is just different parts of me which are coming to me. And thank you, Zoe. My ego loves that. Um, and I think that's fascinating too, because that helps me get a better perspective on just how expansive and broad and experienced that we all are, not just me. Because I don't want anybody to think that they can't do this or they're not as connected. Because they just think that they're not, which is going to keep them from doing it. I mean, if you believe that you can't do something, you can't do something. I mean, you might get surprised if it's on your soul path and you never expect to see a person or you never expect to get a check that big and all of a sudden, boom, one of them shows up and you're like, oh my gosh, it's just a reminder that I am that powerful. But most people just say, oh, I got lucky. No, you manifested. You manifest everything. There's nothing that you don't. Every sound that you hear, you manifest. So that was one of a big breakthrough for me was that I realized that everything in my experience I created. And then every animal that I saw, I'm like, oh my God, I created this wonderful bird that came and sat down next to me. I created all of these trees. It's amazing. And it goes on and on and on. So when I see all those clouds, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm a wonderful creator.